the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we are glad in it. My goodness, what an amazing Thursday it is. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you are joining me live, please do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody. And let them know that your boy Ramonepreston, my squad, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, August the 10th, 2023. And we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. I hope your day is going absolutely amazing. I hope your whole week has been amazing. Please put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from, what city you're representing. Please put it in the comments. I appreciate you all for joining the show. Appreciate all of you for being a part of our business community. Maybe you're a part of our ministry community. I don't know, you might be a part of our personal life. Wherever you fit into the whole world of what we got going on in business, ministry, I want to say thank you for being a part. Good afternoon, Covington, GA. What's up, Crystal? South Fulton is in the house. Come on, somebody. We are in the North Fulton County. You are in the South Fulton County, Covington, Georgia. Appreciate all of you. Today is really going to be part two of a conversation I started yesterday on the 5 must-haves for today's market. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, or if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or a small business owner, it's important for you to know where you are in today's marketplace. Like, I have a lot of people that I talk to who are entrepreneurs and they still thinking like they in 2020. Some people don't even realize that the way the marketplace was for entrepreneurs in March of 2020, it's totally different than what it is now, 3 years and a couple months later. So now you're in a post-pandemic world. You're in a post-COVID world. You're in a world of AI, a world where there's more digital platforms and technological advances and things have been digitized. But a lot of times the entrepreneur or the small business owner, I want you to hear what I'm about to say. A lot of times the small business owner or the entrepreneur or the person who works a W-2 job with a side hustle, a lot of times that individual, they never transition into the new era. So that means you can still have a brick and mortar mentality as an entrepreneur, but the marketplace for entrepreneurs has become digital. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's almost like you could be thinking about having a physical brick and mortar business when that particular business really needs to be on a digital platform. But it ain't just about a business, it's about a transition in your mindset. So yesterday, I talked about the 5 must-haves for today's marketplace. Meaning that if you're an entrepreneur, there are 5 things you must have. You ain't gonna get around this, okay? You're just not gonna get around it. Not if you wanna be successful. And I think I'm qualified to know a thing or two about entrepreneurship. All right. I started my entrepreneurial journey, me and my wife, 20 years ago in 2003, when we didn't have technology the way we do. We didn't have platforms and social media the way we do. So I know a thing or two about entrepreneurship. And I'm going to tell you now, a lot of the stuff that my wife and I have had to transition out of and pivot into, a lot of those things, we didn't plan on doing it. We were forced to do it because the marketplace showed us and told us how you doing business right here ain't gonna work for you over here. Remember, we started out as a 2-person real estate team in 2003. By 2008, just 5 years into being married and being being on a team, me and my wife in real estate, the bottom fell out. So we saw what happened to a lot of people we were colleagues with. We saw what happened to real estate brokers, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, lenders, inspectors, like everybody that plays a role in real estate. We had relationships with contractors, you name it, and we saw the bottom fall out. A lot of people didn't pivot. Why? Because when 2008 came and the recession hit, some of them were still thinking like they were in 2005. They were still thinking that they were in the heydays of real estate. Well, it's the same way now. When COVID hit, when the quarantine shut the world down for like those first 90 days, and then everybody started kind of getting reset, the marketplace in a way kind of got tricked because of stimulus checks and PPP loans and EIDL loans, emergency loans. All that stuff kind of fabricated this false sense of security financially, and a lot of that created a false sense of success for a lot of entrepreneurs. Because I remember, like me and my wife, the primary business we have is consulting. So we consult business owners, entrepreneurs, real estate investors. This is the lane that we've been in, right? So when 2020 hit, once the money started coming in, the PPP and the emergency disasters and the stimulus checks, a lot of that hype brought the marketplace into 2021. We're talking about 2 years ago, and it created this false sense of security for people financially, and then it created this illusion, like a false sense of success for entrepreneurs in the marketplace. We saw it play out. So there was a lot of entrepreneurs who were balling, shot calling, they spending money, they doing their thing, they hustling and grinding and marketing and buying, and renting space. You doing all this stuff, but you're not thinking that when this thing ends, when this so-called pandemic ends, you're gonna be in a new era. Well, now we're in this new era, and so if you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, you have to know that you're in a new marketplace, and there are some must-haves. That's what I started talking about yesterday. So let me refresh your memory just in case you missed it with my little scribble scrabble. All right, let me give you my little scribble scrabble. Hopefully y'all on Instagram can see my little scribble scrabble. If you can't see it clear on IG, unfortunately, you're gonna have to go to my YouTube page, my Facebook page, or my LinkedIn page so you can see it clear and the camera is facing me as opposed to listening to me in the phone. But if you didn't watch yesterday's show and you didn't get the 5 must-haves for today's marketplace, I'm giving them to you right now. These are the 5 must-haves I believe entrepreneurs should be using in today's marketplace. This is so critical. Like, there are studies that show the number of millionaires are going to double in the next 3 years. That's crazy to even think that there's even a projection that's showing we can go from 22 million millionaires today to 44, 45 millionaires in 3 years. Well, how is that going to happen? Well, a lot of that is going to happen because those 22 million new millionaires between now and 2026, they're going to take possession of these types of things, and they're going to leverage them. They're going to maximize them. They're going to use them to their benefit while everybody else sitting on the sideline thinking that they're in the same marketplace they was in 3 years ago. You are not in a pre-pandemic world. You're not even in a pandemic world. You're in a post-pandemic world. And the marketplace is resetting. And if you're an entrepreneur, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, it ain't gonna get no easier for you. It's got to become more strategic for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what are the 5 must-haves? Number 1, I said to you that you must have a holding company. And I'm going to break down some things why I'm saying you must have a holding company, okay? I said number 2, you must have S2M. That's short for speed to market. You must have speed to market. That's what I'm saying here. Number 2, the second must have is S2M, speed to market. You got to get good at getting your ideas, turning those ideas into products and services, pricing them correctly, and then going into the marketplace and knowing how to market yourself, get the right attention so you can make conversions. All right. Number 3, you must have S&M. That's sales and marketing. You must have a skill set for sales. And and I'm gonna break each one of these down to show you how powerful and how important these things are. Number 4, you must have S&P. That's systems and processes. All right. Hopefully you're rolling with me. And then number 5, you must have creative, tax, and financial strategy. So I'm gonna put number 5 over here so I have some space. So number 5 is creative, tax, and financial, financial strategies. So those are the 5 must-haves for today's marketplace. How many of y'all can agree with me maybe on maybe 1 or 2 of those things? You might not agree with me on all 5, but do you see what I'm saying? If you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to build a business, you got a business already up and running, do you understand some of this? Do you see the necessity for this? And this is not an option. You don't have the option to just keep doing business the way you did it prior to 2020 and think you're going to get some business, or think somebody's going to pay attention to you, or think somebody cares because you're a good person and you got a good idea and your product is good and you the best in the business. Don't nobody in today's marketplace care nothing about none of that. You might find somebody every once in a while who just concerns themselves with the fact that you smile, you are beautiful, you're nice, you're kind, you're patient, all those intangibles. But most people in today's marketplace, and you cannot describe the marketplace by the 1 or 2 or maybe 15 or 20 people you know who are crazy about what you do. They do not represent the marketplace. As a matter of fact, everybody that you might have in your phone right now, the names and the numbers that you have of people that you know or that know you, they don't necessarily represent or clearly describe the whole marketplace. All right. You live on a planet where there are 8 billion people. There are a couple billion people who have access to most of these social media platforms that you have access to. And there's so much activity going on in the world today, even on social media, that whatever it is that you're trying to do to get attention, to sell a product and service, it ain't even on the radar for most people. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the reason why you have to know what those must-haves are. So I'm telling you that the 5 must-haves for today's marketplace are, number 1, I hope y'all on IG can see this. Number 1, a holding company. Number 2, speed to market. Number 3, sales and marketing. Number 4, systems and processes. And number 5, creative, tax, and financial strategies. Now, if y'all want me to break all 5 of those down, I'll be more than happy. Let me see if I can turn this around a little bit. I'll be more than happy to break this down so that y'all can understand what I mean. Good afternoon, Lula. By the way, if you have any questions, please put the questions in the comments. Maybe you get an aha moment while I'm talking. Let me know what that aha moment is. If you're watching today's show, it's Thursday, August the 10th. We're live right here in the Buckhead community of Atlanta. And you are a student or a mentee in any of our programs, please let the world know that you're a student. Let the world know that you are a mentee. Let the world know that what I'm telling you on this show and what I be sharing on a day-to-day basis are things that actually can be used to help entrepreneurs. If you have a personal question that is beyond the scope of the comment section, take this number down and reach out to me at any time. I'd be more than happy to answer whatever questions you have about your business or about your finances or about some strategy that you're putting together that you just need some direction and information on. The number is 678-276-8253. Again, the number is 678-276-8253. All right, so the 5 must-haves for today's marketplace. I said the number one was a holding company. So why is a holding company a must-have? Here's why I would think a holding company is a must-have. Because your business structure helps to leverage other business activities that you're doing. Okay? So if I have a holding company and I have, let's say this is LLC number 1 as my holding company, and I have other LLCs that I'm using to sell products and services through, I have the ultimate leverage because I stand at the top of the holding company and I am essentially an asset manager. This is something that you have to familiarize yourself with in today's marketplace because there's a big transition taking place. One of the biggest transitions that's taking place is a lot of baby boomers are retiring. A lot of people that have gotten up in their age, whether they're working jobs or whether they're running businesses or whether they're self-employed or investors or whatever industries that they're in, the baby boomer generation is expected within the next few years to retire, to leave the workforce, to leave the marketplace. And those who are leaving the marketplace as entrepreneurs, business owners, and investors, they're going to be transferring a lot of their wealth to today's entrepreneurs and business owners who are currently in the marketplace. It is estimated that there could be up to maybe 10 to 15 trillion dollars just within the next several years transferred to this generation. Well, if those assets or businesses are being transferred to this generation from the baby boomer generation, it's not like Uncle Jake is just going to give nephew John $100,000. It's not like your auntie who got 2 businesses or a piece of real estate in another state, she just gonna give this to you as a person. Perhaps they might know enough about business and taxes and finances that they don't want to pay taxes or they want to defer certain things. Like, people ain't crazy. People make sophisticated moves. But you want to put yourself in a business structure so that you can be in the best business position. So when opportunities present itself, you already understand how to operate as an asset manager, not just as a laborer trying to sell a product or service, not just as a hustler out there grinding. So that's why I believe when you utilize structures like the holding company structure, not just in terms of having multiple LLCs, but in terms of having the education about asset management. This is something that's critical right now. Having the education about being a real CEO and understanding how to accumulate assets and integrate them into a business system and how to diversify your opportunities and leverage and maximize things that you have that could be valuable to help you scale your business. All of that is within the holding company structure. So I'm not just talking about you having 3 or 4 LLCs. I'm talking about you getting educated on how to become a better CEO, how to be an asset manager, how to accumulate and integrate assets, how to increase your net worth, how to create more business activities to scale yourself so that you can hire more people, bless more people, and do more and make a bigger impact. That's why Number one, the holding company or the holding company concept is the first must-have. The second must-have is speed to market. Why am I saying speed to market? Speed to market because you will hear a lot of people say in today's marketplace, here's a statement you're going to hear a lot of people say, speed is the new big. You probably done already heard people say it. Speed is the new big. What do they mean when they say speed is the new big? What they mean is if you can get an idea and you can turn that idea into a product and or a service, and you can take that to the marketplace, offer it, and make money, the quicker you can do that, the bigger you're going to get. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you stuck over here with an idea, and every time I talk to you, all you talking about is what you finna do, what you finna do, what you working on, how you putting stuff together, you ain't gonna never get over here and make no doggone money. Most entrepreneurs get stuck over here in the idea phase. They get stuck over here because they trying to get a trade line, they trying to get a credit line, they trying to get capital funding, a bank loan. They trying to get somebody to invest in. Most entrepreneurs get stuck right over here in the idea phase. They trying to get a domain, a trust, a will. They want to get all this stuff instead of getting a sale. At some point, you got to leave the idea phase and get over here to the sale phase. Because if you don't do this, today's marketplace is going to crush you. You ain't going to have no wiggle room to play like that. You're going to get punished. So speed to market is the second must-have. Number 3 is S&M. That's sales and marketing. Okay? So sales and marketing. This is a must-have. And you cannot give me no lame excuse that, well, I'm not a professional salesman, or I don't like selling. I don't like to be pressuring people. I'm not a good camera person. I'm camera shy. Well, listen, I hate to be the person to tell you this, but if you keep coming up with all these lame excuses and that's you, go find a job and leave entrepreneurship alone. Because you're not going to hire a virtual assistant, whether they from the Philippines or from Philadelphia. You ain't gonna hire somebody to do all this selling and marketing for you to make you a boatload of money and you do nothing. It hardly exists. You might find a couple people every once in a while that figured out a way to beat the system. They just outsourced everything and they just made it to the top. Okay, but that ain't the majority of entrepreneurs. They are the exception to the rule. They are a unicorn. Most entrepreneurs, you're listening to one, have to wake up every day, overcome depression, overcome frustration, overcome failure, overcome feeling bad, feeling sorry, overcome all that crap, get out of the bed, show up to grind, only to be beat up and disappointed and broken again. And to keep repeating it until you find a pocket to get some success. Most entrepreneurs go through that. Like I've been talking about this for the last 10 days. Today is August 10th. On August 1st, we officially launched a new business venture here under our umbrella called RP Capital, which is intended to be a real estate investment, asset management firm. We're looking to buy and hold real estate. And this is a new venture for me. My wife and I, we've worked with a lot of investors. We've worked with a lot of landlords. We've done property management. Like every part of the real estate deal, my wife and I have worked with people through. So we're familiar with it. However, this is the first time that we have an independently owned investment company, asset management company, where we are the end buyers and we're putting all of our money up to make these deals happen. All right. Now, one of the reasons why we have to do that is because if we want other investors to come in and spend their money and invest their money and put their money on the line, we got to have some meat in the game. All right. I know you can do this without having a whole lot of money. So I understand the no money down concept, but it gives you another level of confidence and courage and just security and peace when you got the bag too. You got you some money and you know you can make moves with or without people, at least to a certain extent, right? I'm bringing that up because with what we've done just within the first 10 days of this new business venture, it's been brutal for me, man. It's been brutal for my team. We've been talking and trying to keep each other motivated because we have this whole established business over here for coaching and consulting and education. It's successful. It's going well. We have a great system and processes for that system for our coaching and consulting and education business. But over here on the real estate investing side, I'm like a fish out of water because I'm doing a lot of it it's all independent. It's not like other investors are doing it and they just calling me and my wife to help them along the way or for certain points in the process. We're the ones controlling and managing the whole process. I'm just bringing that up to show you that I feel the pain of entrepreneurship all over again. I feel the grimy, gritty, drag of just waking up every day, trying to get that first deal, that first contract, close on that first property. It's no different than how I felt when I was trying to make the first sale or when my wife was trying to sell the first house. Man, it's a job. So my point is, some of these things I cannot outsource. Some of these things I got to get in the trenches, literally roll up my sleeves. Like I've been dressing like this, just about every day for the last 10 days. With the exception of a few days, I had some real, important appointments. So I had to dress like a professional, put on my suit and cut my hair and, look like I got some sense. But most days I'm coming in here literally with my sleeves rolled up because I have to embrace the next level of sales and marketing for a new business. Even though I have an existing business, it's successful. I'm proud of what we've accomplished. But a lot of that doesn't automatically translate to success over here with a new business venture because I'm building a whole new base of leads, relationships. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. My point is that the third must-have in today's marketplace is sales and marketing. So why is sales and marketing a must-have for every entrepreneur and business owner? Well, for sales, you got to be familiar with a script. You need a script. And for the entrepreneur or business owner that says, I don't need no script, a script don't work for my kind of business. Okay, you just don't understand business. Because you can have an online store, but maybe the way people get to your store is built around how people would use a script or walk through a sales process. It applies everywhere. Like when you click on a landing page on social media, that landing page simulates a script or a sales process. The language, the message, the wording, the structure of click here and put your email here and go to the next page and for $19 you can get that. This is all a process. This is the part of sales and marketing. So you gotta have this. Like this is a must-have, a script, a sales process, a CRM, and even the ability to create content. Okay? I would say a content creation strategy. Like you got to get out of that. If you think everybody else is going to do that for you as an entrepreneur, that's why you ain't doing a lot of business. Because at some point you got to roll up your doggone sleeves and make the decision that this is a must-have that I have to embrace even if other people are not embracing, okay? All right, next. Number 4, the fourth must-have is systems and processes. So at some point you have to have systems and processes to simplify all this stuff you're doing in your business. All right? So I'm 10 days into a new real estate investment company. A new venture, right? We have new systems that we have to use for real estate investing. So guess what I had to do? I had to get a subscription for these new systems. I had to learn how to use it. I had to show my team, my staff how to use it. We had to create new scripts. Like, we had to go through this whole process. Even though we do have an outline or a template, we still have to do the work. So we have to create a system and a process. And I'm 10 days in and I'm still trying to figure out, like, where is the sweet spot for us with this? Like, who are the people that fit the best criteria? Like, where is the low-hanging fruit? Where is the opportunities at? So we're going through this. We've been dealing with this while running the other business. We're still building this out, plowing this out. But because I know you got to have systems and processes, it's helping to make it easy because we're trying to build an infrastructure around it. Another way of explaining systems and processes is your must-have, a general operating system. And so what your general operating system typically does is it systematizes all of your business activities. So if you got sales activities, marketing activities, administrative activities, financial activities, operational, executive activities, you want to systematize those things. You want to centralize those in a way that they all work cohesively together, especially if you're a solopreneur doing it all yourself. That's called the general operating system. That's why this is a must-have. And last but not least, as I mentioned yesterday, the fifth and final must-have is creative tax and financial strategies. So I'm separating creative financial strategies from creative tax strategies. Why? Because on one hand, you got to become more creative in your financing. That means you have to get better with money. You may have to learn how to make more money, how to manage that money, how to multiply or invest that money. You have to become more familiar with financial systems. You have to get familiar with software like QuickBooks so that you could track your income and expenses better. You got to learn enough to know how to forecast into the future. A lot of entrepreneurs, they make money or they do deals, but the deal that they do is more than the cash they collect. So you can't make business decisions on the cash. You can't make business decisions on the deal value, let's say, and you're not making business decisions on the cash collected. So let's say, for example, if you have a deal that's valued at $1,000, but you only got $100 collected, right? Just give you an example. You can't be around here making a business decision as if you made $1,000. You got to make a decision based on collecting that 100. And the truth is, you really didn't collect 100 if you took out the expenses, the taxes, or whatever that you have to be required to pay just to keep your business running. But just generally speaking, you got to know that, and all of that is a part of becoming more financially literate, right? Now, with your creative tax strategies, that plays into things that you can do in your business enterprise, in your multi-entity structure. You got to become more strategic on what things can you do to minimize your tax liability and maximize your deduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have given you free game on five must-haves for today's marketplace. This was part 2 that I started yesterday. If you have any questions about what I just shared with you, if you need more information on what I just shared with you, I have courses on all of those topics. I have a mentorship program that includes courses and weekly coaching calls and bi-monthly workshops on all of those subjects. So if you need more information or if you have more questions about it, please text the word millionaire to 678-276-8253. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. I will definitely be more than happy to enroll you in our university training platform and give you access to the Millionaire Blueprint, which is our signature educational program. I would love for you to join our Millionaire Mentorship program. If you want a coaching program that gives you a year to train, to educate, to study, and to really build a successful business, we offer that in our Millionaire program, whether it's our educational component or our coaching component or both. So I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, just text the word Millionaire to 678-276-8253. Thank you all. Appreciate you all for joining the Ramonepreston Show today, Thursday, August 10th, 2023. We'll be back here tomorrow, Friday, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Ramonepreston Show. Peace.